years, my business, well, my side business early on, was a total mess. Some months were great, and others were terrifyingly slow, to the point that paying myself and my family just couldn't happen. I felt like I was slaving away for my business instead of it working for me. The money was coming in, but it was just swimming in one big confusing bank account and getting eaten away with expenses and taxes. That changed when I started using Profit First. Now, every dollar that comes in has a job, and the first job is to fulfill paying me and my family. In this video, I'm going to show you the simple system I use to bring sanity to my business finances. Then I'll show you income-focused ETFs I'm buying this week with the funds left over to continue building my second, completely separate income stream. Most entrepreneurs, and I was one of them for the longest time, run their businesses on a dangerously simple and outdated formula. Sales minus expenses equal profit. You make a sale, money goes into the bank account. You pay all your bills, supplies, software, utilities, fuel, and so on. And then, whatever is left at the end of the month, well, that's your profit, if there is any. The problem with that comes down to human nature. There's this law called Parkinson's Law. It basically says that demand for something will expand to match the supply. When you see a big chunk of money sitting in your business account, you feel rich. And then you start thinking, you can afford that shiny new equipment, the extra piece of software, or a bigger marketing campaign. Your expenses seem to just magically grow until they eat up all that available cash. This leads to what some call the entrepreneurial survival trap. You're constantly chasing the next sale just to cover your ever-growing bills. On paper, your business is making money, but you haven't figured out how to pay yourself consistently. It's like the business is just stuck on a treadmill, running after enough profit to pay your personal expenses. I've lived that and felt burnt out because of it. It wasn't until I found Profit First and implemented it that my side business started growing into something that worked for me. I remember having a great month of sales and really looking forward to the nice paycheck I'd get to cut for my family. We could finally get ahead. But at the end of the month, the account was much drier than I thought it should be. Well, the sales had been good, but I used those funds to chase after more sales, upgraded my remote management software, signed up for an annual plan instead of a monthly on a tool to get a better price, splurged on a new desk. And before I knew it, I was embarrassed by what I had left to pay my family. Around that time, I stumbled on the book Profit First by Mike McCallum's. The basic idea of the book is pretty simple, but I think it actually changed my life. It flips the old formula on its head. Instead of sales minus expenses equal profit, the Profit First formula is sales minus profit equal expenses. That tiny inversion makes all the difference. It's really a behavioral shift. Instead of treating profit and business payment as a leftover, an afterthought that may or may not even happen, you treat it like the most important bill. You pay yourself first. Whatever is left over is what you have available to run the business on. This forces you to get creative and be disciplined. You can't just let expenses get out of control. You have to be realistic and only run your business on the actual funds available. For the first time, I saw a clear path to not just building a profitable business, but making sure it did the most important thing: provide for me and my family. Putting this into practice was pretty easy. It's a lot like the old cash envelope system you might have heard of, but we'll apply it to your business. You just create separate bank accounts for different jobs, so you know exactly where your money is and what it will be used for. I set up 5 accounts. The first one was income. This is the main serving tray. All my business revenue comes into this account, and it's just a temporary holding pen before it gets assigned its job. Second was the profit account. This is the first and most important one. On the 10th and 25th of each month, I move a percentage of the money from income to my profit account. I move 5%, and I use it to buy wants that the regular family budget just doesn't have room for. For me, that's often been things to help take care of my health, either physical fitness or mental health. The point is, the account and how you spend it should prove to you that your business is working for you and not the other way around. The third account I set up was owner's compensation. This is where my paycheck comes from. For my business, 48% of all income goes here. This needs to be non-negotiable, and you need to fill this account before taking money for your expenses. Discipline will be needed. The fourth account is taxes. We all gotta pay them. So I set 20% of my revenue aside, and it's enough to pay both my income tax and the GST at the end of the year. When the tax bill comes, I never have to stress, because I have the money available and waiting. No scrambling on surprise tax bills that threaten to wipe you out. Finally, the fifth account is operating expenses, or OPEX. This is the last account to get filled. This is what is left for me to run my business. 27% of all revenue goes here. And every expense involved in running my business needs to come from here. Okay, so we just covered how to make your income from your business predictable. If you're an entrepreneur and this is resonating, let me know in the comments what your biggest struggle with business finances has been. And if you're finding this useful, hitting that subscribe button really helps the channel out. Now let's talk about what to do with the money once you have it. This is where everything connects, and really why I wanted to start this channel and share my journey in the first place. My owner's compensation account isn't just for paying the family's bills. While I was still working a full-time job in addition to running my business, I actually capped my business owner's paychecks at $1,800 a month. Anything over and above that, from the 48% owner's compensation, went into building my investment portfolio, where that money now generates over $3,000 every month in passive income. So the money was still getting paid to me, just not in a way that was immediately spendable or that added to the family budget. I could have been paying myself and my family more, but I knew that my family needs would somehow creep up to require all of both my full-time job's wages and the entire 48% of my business revenue. And if that happened, I'd never be able to leave the full-time job. Some refer to this as lifestyle creep, and I just think of it as another example of Parkinson's Law in action. I would encourage anyone with a side hustle or business, or even those that are fully self-employed, to find a pay that works for you and your family, and strive to keep that regular instead of having your owner's draw end up running away. Now that I've quit my full-time job, things are kind of reversed. The 48% from business revenue all goes toward my household budget of $6,700 a month. Since I'm not making $14,000 a month in revenue each month, I'm supplementing my owner's compensation with funds that my income portfolio is bringing in. In effect, my income portfolio is now adding directly into my owner's compensation, and I've adjusted the cap I placed on it to $6,700 a month, or enough to cover my family's budget. In effect, I'm making sure my family is taken care of first. Now, anything left over in this combined owner's compensation fund can be taken to reinvest into the portfolio, guaranteeing that I'll continue to grow it over time. The cash I put into my portfolio isn't random either. I have a specific goal for this money, creating a steady, reliable stream of monthly income that can add to, and maybe even one day replace, my owner's pay. And for that, my investment of choice is covered call ETFs. At this point, I'd like to point out that I am not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. So what exactly is a covered call ETF? Well, basically, it's a fund that owns a bunch of stocks and then generate income on them by selling call options on those stocks. Let me break that down. A call option is a contract that gives someone the right to buy a stock from the fund at a set price by a certain date. For selling that contract, the ETF gets paid a fee called a premium. These ETFs collect all those premium payments from the hundreds of stocks they own, and they hand that cash over to investors like us, usually every single month, sometimes weekly. This strategy is built for steady income streams and can also help smooth out some of the bumps in your portfolio. Now, the trade-off is a big one. You cap your upside potential. If the stocks in the ETF suddenly shoot to the moon, the fund has to sell the shares, and you miss out on those huge gains. Because of this, covered call ETFs tend to do best in markets that are flat, slightly down, or only going up modestly. They will almost always get left in the dust by a simple indexed fund during a strong bull market. But for my goal, and that's generating a consistent high-yield paycheck, I'm happy to make that trade-off. I'm not chasing explosive growth with this part of my portfolio. I'm building an income machine. The yields on these ETFs can be pretty beefy. All right, this is the part you might have been waiting for. Here are the two specific high-income ETFs that I'm buying this week with the leftover funds. First is the high-octane income generator in my portfolio, ULTY, the YieldMax Ultra Option Income Strategy ETF. ULTY is an actively managed fund that's built for one primary thing: generating massive income. It does this by running a covered call strategy on a concentrated portfolio of 15 to 30 of the most volatile, growth-oriented stocks on the market. The idea is that higher volatility on the underlying stocks can generate bigger options premiums, which in turn fuels a very high weekly distribution. This is the most aggressive part of my income strategy, and it's certainly not for the faint of heart, but it's a powerful tool for income generation. Second, for more diversified income exposure, HHIS, the Harvest Diversified High Income Shares ETF. HHIS takes a different approach. It's a Canadian ETF that is actually a fund of funds. It holds a portfolio of other Harvest single stock ETFs, each of which uses a covered call strategy to generate income. This gives me diversified income exposure to a number of leading companies across different sectors, all within a single ETF. To boost the income distributions even further, HHIS also uses a modest amount of leverage, in this case 25%. It's designed to deliver a consistent high monthly income stream, along with the opportunity for some growth. Before you jump in, we have to talk about the downsides. These ETFs are not a free lunch. The biggest risk with any covered call fund is NAV erosion. While you're collecting that high monthly income, the actual share price, or net asset value of the ETF, can slowly bleed out, especially in a down market. If the share price drops faster than the income you're getting, you're losing money overall. You're also giving up a lot of growth. In a roaring bull market, like what we've been experiencing for the last year or so, a basic index fund is going to smoke these funds, no question about it. These are tools for a specific job: generating income. For ULTY, the risks are even higher because it focuses on extremely volatile stocks, so its share price can fall sharply. For HHIS, the use of leverage can amplify losses if the market turns against them. These aren't a good fit for a young investor with decades to grow their money. Like any investment, you have to understand the risks and know what your goal is before you put $1 in. So that's the whole system I use. It starts with my business, where I use Profit First to turn financial chaos into clarity and create a reliable salary for my family. Then, once our needs are met, the extra cash gets put to work in a portfolio of covered call ETFs designed to build a second, passive stream of monthly income. This two-part strategy has completely changed my life as an entrepreneur. It took the financial stress out of my business, and it gave me control. And it created a clear, actionable plan for building wealth outside of my business. It's a flywheel. The business funds my life, and the surplus builds an income machine that will one day give me real financial freedom. Even now, it's given me the freedom to quit my full-time night shift job to focus on my business. If you want to build a system like this, start with step 1. Check out the Profit First system. And if you're interested in learning more about income investing, make sure you're subscribed. because we talk about these kinds of strategies every single week. Thanks for watching.